And we're back here at the Turning Point Conference in West Palm with Jack Posobiec. You were on fire today. Fantastic speech. I know you started off with Ukraine, and you had some breaking news about a possible documentary that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, basically, I identified the stories that Tim Ballard has spoken of when he was in Ukraine. He was on Tim Pool recently and broke down a lot of the information that he had received. We've been seeing stuff also in these police reports that are coming out of the border region. I've spoken to my sources as well as have traveled there myself regarding these traffickers that are targeting the refugee children that are coming out of this horrific situation that they had no part in themselves. But the issue is that these traffickers are targeting people in distress, targeting mothers with fathers are down on the front line, forced to stay in the country. The children are the ones being targeted, money's changing hands, and in some cases the mothers don't even know that the children are being sent to sex trafficking, sent to organ trafficking, places in Western Europe, a lot of places in the Middle East as well. A lot of where organ trafficking in some of those areas is legal, is actually legal, like Iran, for example. So this has become a hub for child trafficking with the destabilization of Ukraine. And so this is what we are looking to put together. Our crew is now looking at, we're gathering stories, we're looking for people who've been affected by this, as well as people who know about it, they're willing to come forward.
So a mother in the region, in distress, a trafficker comes to her and says, we're going to take your son and daughter and take care of them.
Well, and they usually use a line, they're saying it's an adoption service, or we run a refugee center for children, and they always act as if it's a temporary thing, that we'll take the child for now and we'll give you some money as a placement fee, right? And this is what they do. It's in the report. Let's say we'll give you $1,000 now, but it's $5,000 total. We'll give you the other $4,000. There's no other $4,000. And then we'll take the child, we'll get them to safety. And when you're in distressed situation, you're facing war, you're facing bombs, bullets, guns, mobilizations, tanks. You have no idea. You're terrified. You're scared out of your mind. And I've been at these train stations. They're chaotic. And so you don't know which child goes with which parent or any of this. It's complete chaos. And so that is what attracts these predators. That is what attracts these trafficking organizations. And that's where, and unfortunately, I told that story, but they were able to save this child, but there's been other children that they think did end up getting sucked into it. And those are the stories that we're trying to tell.
When we're looking at Ukraine, where do you see us going in the next 6 months to 8 months? Obviously, Zelensky is not going into NATO. We are having this call up of 3,000. Is it reservists?
Yeah, reservists.
Okay, so maybe you could clarify, where are we at this point?
Oh, the problem is that no one in Washington, D.C. wants to use the word peace. It seems to be eliminated from the vocabulary of all D.C. politicians, and in many cases, credit where it's due, as Tucker Carlson elucidated for us the other night in Iowa, many Republican politicians also believe that the only answer is more war, more battle, more bombs, more destabilization, and cluster munitions, which had been, it's up in many countries are banned. And so with this situation, the Biden administration, they're doubling down. They're doubling down in Ukraine. They're doubling down on our involvement there. They're doubling down on continuing the war, which unfortunately, as far as I'm concerned, it seems like it's only going to lead to more dead Ukrainians.
And then at the same time, we have...
Dead or worse.
Or worse. At the same time, we have deals being done that BlackRock is going to come in and rebuild, or is that just areas? Or
there is something to do is, because remember, what is Ukraine? Ukraine is the farmland, the breadbasket of Europe and much of Africa as well. And so if you are looking to target the food supply, if you're looking to target the grain supply, the same way they're targeting farmers in Europe, in Western Europe, but Denmark, the way they're targeting farmers in the United States, well, how do you target the farmers in Eastern Europe? It's Ukraine. So they want to turn Ukraine into this biolab of GMO foods, a biolab of this genetic meat and everything they can think of to come forward, is because they want the farmland. People are just in the way to them.
One last thing. I saw your reaction to the Tucker Mike Pence exchange, and you seem somewhat befuddled by what Pence said. Your reaction?
Well, Pence was attempting to use I've worked on campaigns. I get what happened. Pence was attempting to use a preset line, a pre-planned soundbite with Tucker. The problem was he wasn't listening to the question the way Tucker was asking. And as an interviewer or an interviewee, especially a politician, you need to be active listening. You need to be understanding the words. And so when Tucker said, "Where is your concern for American cities?" and Pence responds, "That's not my concern," Pence is thinking about some other concern. But the problem is it's already out there. It's already been said. It's already been stated. And so with him saying something like that, he broke the fundamental rule of politics where at a very most base level, your job is to show people that you care. To just show people that you care about them. To show people that you care about their issues, you care about their plight, you care about their family. And then you build from there. But if you act aloof, and admittedly are also telling people they need to spend billions of their tax dollars to get involved in a foreign conflict that does not affect the United States, then you want to do that with humility. You want to do that with some kind of emotional resonance for the people that you're asking to get involved. That's great that you love the people of Ukraine, right? My heart goes out to them. It really does. But when you're running to be the leader of this country, these are the people that you need to be winning over, not the people over there. So he wants to go and run Samaritan Spurs Ukraine. I would say more power to him. God bless him. I think that's probably a better role for him at this point.
Well, thank you so much for spending time with us today and giving us your analysis. We appreciate it.
God bless.
Thank you.